Hey YouTubers, magicfryer here again, second video tonight. That last video I said some stuff about like my dad being alcoholic and everything. You gotta watch that video. Okay, if you didn't watch the last video, I'm kind of like adopted by a family friend, and he took me in and everything, and you know, because I was kind of living a rough life, and then, well, not as rough as most of you guys out there. Not saying I am, but okay, here's what happened. I didn't see my real dad until I was 10 years old. That's when I first met him, and that's when I first met my first Christmas with him, when I was 10. What else is there to say? Okay, about when I turned 11, well, not the day I turned 11, but while I was 11, not very long after my birthday, I was in school. My dad got drunk and came into my school. Alright, the day before, I gotta tell you this, the day before we was at church, and I was wearing this pink shirt, and I was real little, and I thought pink made guys look kind of gay, so, no offense, you know, whatever. Slow down. It's hard to say. At church, my dad, I started crying, because this kid was making fun of me from wearing the pink shirt, and I got mad, and I started throwing a fit, and my dad went behind a shed at church, and grabbed a board about this long, about that thick, and whooped him with it at church, and was outside. And then the next day, when I came to school, I walked from school, my house to school, because I did it every day with my little sister. That day, he dropped before I got to school. He gave my teacher the board, and it had a note on it saying, "You know what this means. Do not act up." And I got in a lot of trouble by him. So, yeah. That day, my dad got drunk, came into school, and I was asleep because my teacher thought I was having a bad day, and I wish I was. And because that day I saw the board or whatever, and I was in isolation because I was kind of like a bad kid. And then so that day my dad came to school. He was drunk. Came into school and barged into the school and went to my classroom and grabbed the board, woke me up, stood me in front of my class, about 25 kids, and whooped me in front of the class. And I looked over, and my teacher was crying. And then I was like, "What are you crying for?" And then my dad told me to grab my ankles, and I grabbed my ankles, and he raised back the board and slapped me like 3 or 4 times. Thank God that the principal was walking down the street, not walking down the street, walking in the hallway. He stopped, and my dad got kicked off of the premises. We went to court, and the court didn't do anything. They said that he has partial custody or whatever, where he has rights. So nothing's ever changed. But when I turned about, I didn't see my dad for not 13 years, but 3 to 4 years. But when I turned about 15 or 16, I didn't see my dad very much. My dad tried to get in touch with me. He said he wants to spend some time with me. So, me being 16 and was really mad for what he did. Let's just say I cussed him out, and I really haven't talked to him ever since. But you know, if it happened to you, you probably still feel the same way. But he's a lying alcoholic, and I really don't want anything to do with him, which I haven't. And every time he's called me, he says he's gonna try to support me a little bit, try to send me some money. Well, he never did that. He's still a liar. Guys, don't leave comments like, "Well, he can't help it. He is drunk and all that stuff." He can. He's like 40 something, and for real, he could probably go rot for all I care. I hate him. Let's just say that. You're not supposed to hate a person, but I hate that guy. I guess that's it. Sorry for the long video. Thank you for listening. Please comment. Please subscribe. Please send me like maybe a comment of like private or something. Send it to me or whatever, and tell me like a life story if you can, if you want to. Do that. I really love to listen to your stories, and probably a lot of you guys out there have gentlemen and women probably have stories like mine. If you do, I love to hear them, to know that I'm not the only person out there that has had that happen. So I guess that's it. magicfryer out.